In this video blog, we're going to look at using the panel that we created and putting that into a line generic model line based family, and that is going to help us to automatically array the panels within our final sliding or stacking door. First of all, we'll open that from the metric generic model line based family template, and then we'll share in the panel. We'll make the length of the line longer to represent what we are expecting in real world conditions. That will make it easier for us to relate to what we are setting up. Currently the panel is 800, and so I'll make the line a multiple of 800. Of course, this is driven parametrically. The length is an instance parameter, and what we will do is the shared parameters that we created for the panel, we will also now bring in as instance parameters. In this case, another parameter is added, denoting the number of the panels that we will create. Since the panel family is shared into this family, we will also be able to drive or associate the panel family's parameters with the line-based family's parameters. So here we are stepping through the process, bringing in all the shared parameters which are common to the panel as well as the line-based component, and we are bringing them in as instance parameters. So it might take a little time to set up, but well worth the effort. One of the few things you can do when you edit a parameter is state where it's going to be displayed on the properties. In this case, the number of panels I am grouping under the constraints properties. And there we have it. There we can see the parameters for the panel. We'd like to map it, and it complains. And the reason for that is currently the dimensions don't correlate. It doesn't like to have a zero assignation. Excuse me, for the lengths. So to make my life easy, I know what the values are for the panel currently. And so we'll give them the same values, guaranteed then to map. To truly test these families, one would flex them exhaustively, checking that all the parameters are behaving correctly, all the constraints, the geometric constraints. And there we can see now they will map easily. So 10 to 1, not all of these constraints are going to be applicable to us at the end. And to remove that from the behavior of the family, we can just remove those constraints, and we'll see that later. We'll move the panel into position. We'll give a number that we require for the number of panels. Again, instance parameters for all of these. And eventually when we load these families into the actual door family, then we'll have control over them through type parameters. So let's create an array, linear array. It's grouped and associated. There we can access the number of items in the array. By clicking on the dimension, we can also then label it with the correct parameter. And we can enter a formula, the length divided by the number of panels, to give us the width required. And then we'll use the align tool and locking to align that array to that line based component. And test it to see that it flexes.